Joe, in some jobs, there's, well, not our jobs, but in some houses that we go paint, there's paint flaking from the surface. Can you tell us why that happens and how that is prevented?
So it all begins with prep work. It all begins how you start the job is basically how you'll finish the job. If you don't pressure wash correctly, I'm not saying about just rinse and, repeat. It's more like pressure wash it good. You have to wait for it to dry. You gotta put some primer to begin with, because if you don't put primer, it's gonna flake. There's no adhesion. The primer is basically the glue to the wood and the glue to the paint. So think of it as a layer of glue. But if you don't put that layer, that's not really, the paint doesn't really stick to the surface if there's no adhesion point. There's nothing to adhere to. It'll adhere for the meantime, but that, even if you use good quality paint, it's still come loose paint. It's gonna, be falling off. It's gonna be a bad job regardless. So you never skip the prep stages. You gotta keep preparing the same way, because this process is never really gonna change. It's always gonna be prep, prime, and paint. And you gotta put 2 coats on the paint, because if you put one of primer and one of paint, think about it as getting half the protection. The 2 coats is very important, because all you're doing there is reinforcing the mill and the mills and the thickness of your paint, and that's what is the first layer of protection for your home.
There you go. So remember, if you're dealing with a raw surface, whether it's wood, cement, masonry, even plastic or metal, it's important that you get that primer coat, like Joe said, and 2 coats of paint on top of that.